October 2025, the South China Sea is a theater of confrontation. Tensions have been simmering for years, but now they threaten to boil over into open conflict. The world watches with bated breath as the situation escalates. A Philippine naval vessel, BRP Sierra Madre, grounded decades ago, is now the epicenter of a dangerous standoff. This rusting ship, once a symbol of resilience, now stands as a testament to the ongoing struggle for control in these contested waters. Massive Chinese Coast Guard vessels blockade the Filipino outpost, asserting Beijing's claim over these waters. The sheer size and number of these ships create an imposing presence, a clear message of dominance and territorial ambition. The international community watches, aware these are calculated moves in a geopolitical chess game. Every action is scrutinized, every maneuver analyzed, as nations weigh their responses and consider the broader implications of this standoff. China's 9-line claim dismisses a 2016 tribunal ruling, pushing nations like the Philippines to seek powerful allies. This defiance of international law raises questions about the future of global maritime order and the role of international institutions. Filipino fishermen and sailors face daily intimidation, questioning what happens when a regional power decides the rules no longer apply. Their livelihoods and safety are at stake, caught in the crossfire of a larger geopolitical struggle. The world wonders if a new, asymmetric strategy can change the game. Experts debate the potential for innovative approaches to shift the balance of power, considering unconventional tactics that could level the playing field. A proposal emerges: empower allies to deter aggression, not by matching force, but by altering the strategic landscape. Joint military exercises and diplomatic engagements aim to strengthen alliances and present a united front against coercion. The scene is set for a new approach, one that could redefine the balance of power in the region. As warships maneuver and strategies unfold, the potential for a peaceful resolution hangs in the balance. The question remains: can this strategy turn the tide? As military officers contemplate their next moves, the world waits to see if diplomacy and innovation can prevail over aggression and force. Inside the storied halls of the U.S. Capitol, lawmakers are turning their attention to the escalating tensions in the South China Sea. The region, long a flashpoint for international disputes, is now at the center of heated debate and strategic planning in Washington. Senator Marco Rubio, a prominent voice on foreign policy, is leading calls for a more assertive American response. He believes the time for half measures has passed. Rubio contends that the previous strategy of passive deterrence has not deterred Chinese expansion. Instead, he insists the U.S. must adopt a proactive approach, one that empowers regional allies, especially the Philippines, to stand firm against coercion. His proposal is clear: arm and train the Philippine military, providing them with advanced capabilities and support. The goal is to make any act of Chinese aggression a costly and uncertain gamble. At the heart of this strategy lies the U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty. For decades, this agreement has served as a cornerstone of regional security, but Rubio and his supporters argue it now needs to be strengthened and modernized. Rubio's plan seeks to clarify America's commitment, sending an unmistakable signal to Beijing. Any aggression will be met by a well-prepared and resolute ally, backed by U.S. power and resources. This vision represents a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy. Rather than relying on a few major bases, the new doctrine emphasizes a distributed defense network with multiple points of strength across the Indo-Pacific. By equipping the Philippines with modern weaponry, surveillance systems, and training, the U.S. aims to raise the threshold for conflict. This forces China to carefully reconsider any aggressive moves, knowing the risks and costs have dramatically increased. Critics warn that this strategy carries significant risks, potentially escalating tensions further. Yet supporters argue that the dangers of inaction, of allowing unchecked aggression, are even greater. The ultimate objective is to transform the Philippines into a porcupine, a nation bristling with defenses, difficult and dangerous to attack, and capable of deterring even the most determined adversary. If successful, this approach could fundamentally redefine the security landscape of the region, making any act of aggression a costly and uncertain gamble for would-be challengers. The stakes in the South China Sea are higher than ever, but with bold new strategies, the hope is to forge a new balance of power, one that ensures peace, stability, and mutual respect in a rapidly changing world. At the heart of Senator Marco Rubio's ambitious plan for the Indo-Pacific is what he calls the flood strategy, a bold approach designed to transform the region's security landscape. This strategy centers on saturating the vast Philippine archipelago with a dense network of defensive weapons, turning each island into a potential stronghold. The ultimate goal is clear: make it nearly impossible for China to operate freely in these waters without facing constant, unpredictable threats at every turn. By leveraging the Philippines' unique geography, its thousands of islands and narrow channels, the strategy aims to create a resilient, layered, and lethal defensive posture that is difficult to penetrate or neutralize. The first pillar of this plan is to infuse the region with advanced American weaponry, including state-of-the-art land-based anti-ship missiles capable of targeting enemy vessels from great distances. Mobile launchers, expertly hidden in coastal jungles and mangroves, can strike from unexpected locations, making it extremely difficult for adversaries to predict or counter their attacks. The plan also calls for deploying sea mines, advanced surveillance drones, and anti-aircraft systems, all working together to create a formidable anti-access area denial bubble that deters enemy movement. The second major component is to upgrade the decades-old Mutual Defense Treaty and modernize military infrastructure, ensuring both nations are ready for rapid response. This includes pre-positioning U.S. equipment and supplies at key bases across the islands, allowing for swift deployment and immediate crisis response when needed. Regular joint exercises and enhanced training will boost interoperability between U.S. and Philippine forces, ensuring they can operate seamlessly together in any scenario. Intelligence sharing is another cornerstone, providing both nations with real-time maritime awareness and the ability to track potential threats as they emerge. By empowering the Philippines with these tools and partnerships, Rubio's strategy seeks to turn the nation's geographic vulnerability into a powerful strategic advantage, reshaping the balance of power in the region. Understanding China's tactics is key to the flood strategy. Beijing's gray zone operations intimidate rivals without triggering military responses. The cabbage strategy swarms disputed areas, blocking access with layers of ships. China's military buildup on artificial islands projects power and control. This combination of pressure and military infrastructure challenges nations like the Philippines. Rubio's strategy counters this incremental aggression, aiming to restore balance. The goal: deter without escalating, maintaining sovereignty and stability. China's gray zone tactics become real in daily sea encounters. Philippine resupply missions face overwhelming Chinese force, turning humanitarian runs into confrontations. Water cannons and risky maneuvers intimidate and damage Filipino vessels. These actions assert dominance, challenging Manila's resolve. Captured on video, these incidents highlight the need for effective deterrence. The call for a new strategy is a plea for tools to fight back. Courage alone cannot defend against aggression. A balanced response is essential. The stakes are high, and the need for change is urgent. Rubio's flood strategy aims for deterrence, making aggression costly for China. A defensively capable Philippines could stabilize global trade by protecting sea lanes. However, the strategy risks escalation, potentially triggering an arms race. Advanced weapons in frontline states increase miscalculation risks. A single misstep could ignite a wider conflict, drawing in global powers. The strategy's success hinges on careful implementation and diplomatic finesse. The line between deterrence and provocation is thin, requiring wisdom from all sides. The goal prevent war by making it unthinkable, but the path is fraught with danger. In the Philippines, the flood strategy debate is emotional and complex. Some see a stronger U.S. alliance as necessary for survival against Chinese aggression. Advanced American weapons are viewed as essential for defending sovereignty. Others fear increased U.S. presence risks, turning the Philippines into a pawn. Critics worry about dependency on the U.S., preferring a balanced foreign policy. The debate reflects historical grievances and future concerns. The challenge balances security needs with national autonomy. The flood strategy impacts ASEAN, testing its unity. Some members quietly support arming the Philippines to counter China. Others, dependent on China, view it as destabilizing. The strategy could force nations to choose sides, fracturing ASEAN. The fierce Southeast Asia becomes a U.S.-China rivalry arena. ASEAN's centrality is at risk, threatening regional stability. The challenge: maintain balance and avoid becoming a proxy battleground. The South China Sea tensions present both promise and peril. Rubio's strategy offers a response to unchecked aggression, aiming for deterrence. A strong Philippines could protect sovereignty and global trade. However, the risks of miscalculation and escalation are significant. The strategy's success depends on careful implementation and diplomatic skill. The line between deterrence and provocation is thin, requiring wisdom from leaders. The hope strength leads to stability, avoiding conflict and fostering cooperation. The world watches, hoping for peace in these critical waters.